Are you over 60 and waking up without morning erections? Or noticing that firmness fades faster than it used to? Let me be absolutely clear, this isn't just old age. Millions of men after 60 quietly lose their ability to achieve natural erections every single year. But not because their bodies are broken, because the very first meal of the day is silently choking off blood flow to the penis. If your breakfast still looks like cereal, toast, or oatmeal, you may be shutting down the very arteries that control your manhood before the day even begins. My name is Dr. Jonathan Prescott. I am a urologist and men's health specialist with more than 30 years of experience helping men reclaim their strength, vitality, and confidence. I've listened to thousands of men who believed their best years were behind them, until we made one simple change that restored their erections and, more importantly, their hope. Here's the truth you probably never heard. The foods you were told were healthy may actually be shrinking blood flow in your smallest arteries, the ones that matter most. But the right breakfast built around very specific nutrients can flip that switch back on and unlock circulation in ways that even seasoned doctors like myself find remarkable. Now, before we dive into the science, I want you to do something simple. Hit that like button. When you do, here's my wish for you. May every sunrise bring you more strength than the last. May the years ahead be filled with energy and dignity, not decline. And may your mornings remind you you are still a man with fire inside. That's what a simple click of like symbolizes here. And if you're ready to stand with thousands of other men reclaiming their vitality, subscribe right now and turn on notifications so you never miss a step forward. I also want to hear from you personally. Drop a comment below. If you're ready to fight back for stronger erections, type 1. If you're skeptical, type 0. I welcome honesty because this community grows from real voices. Stay with me because in the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly what this breakfast looks like, how it restores blood flow, and how you can use it to revive your erections naturally, starting tomorrow morning. Most men over 60 assume weaker erections are simply the price of aging. But after 3 decades of practice, I can tell you that isn't the full story. What fades isn't desire, it's circulation. Erections depend on healthy blood vessels that expand and let blood surge into the penis. After 60, those vessels change. The inner lining, called the endothelium, stiffens. The body struggles to make nitric oxide, the key chemical that signals arteries to relax and open. And silent inflammation chips away at those tiny pipelines long before bigger arteries show problems. That's why your penis often gives the first warning sign before your heart ever does. I've met men who came in worried about performance only to discover it was really their circulation crying for help. One of them was Mr. Harris, age 67. He looked me in the eye and said, "Doctor, I feel like my manhood is slipping away." His health otherwise was fine, but his morning erections had vanished. The fear on his face was heavier than any lab result. When we focused on restoring blood flow, simple nutrition, movement, and daily consistency, within weeks his strength returned. The change was more than physical. It was confidence, dignity, even a new spark in his marriage. So if erections fade after 60, don't think it's just age. The real culprit is circulation breakdown. And once you see that clearly, you realize something powerful. Blood flow can be rebuilt. And the first place we need to look is not in a pill bottle, but on your breakfast plate. For decades, we've been told that a bowl of oatmeal, a glass of orange juice, or a slice of toast is the healthy way to start the morning. Doctors repeated it. Commercials sold it. Families passed it down. But here's the hard truth I've witnessed in thousands of men. Those very foods can quietly strangle the blood flow that powers your erections. When you load your body with refined carbs and sugars at sunrise, blood sugar spikes like a rocket. The pancreas fires insulin to bring it down. At first, you feel a quick burst of energy. But beneath the surface, insulin slams the brakes on fat burning, inflames your blood vessels, and suppresses nitric oxide, the chemical that lets arteries open wide. Without that, the arteries in your penis simply cannot relax enough to fill. Desire may still be there, but performance fades. I'll never forget Mr. Cole, age 72, who came to me saying, "Doc, I eat oatmeal every morning. Why do I still feel weak?" By mid-afternoon, his energy was gone, and by evening, intimacy felt impossible. He thought he was doing the right thing, but the truth is those healthy carbs were like pouring syrup into delicate plumbing. The pipes clogged, the pressure died. So the question is simple. If the wrong breakfast can shut you down, what kind of meal can flip the switch back on? The answer lies in a very specific kind of protein, one that can reset blood flow in less than 24 hours. Here's the hopeful truth I want every man over 60 to hear. Your body still has the ability to respond quickly, sometimes in less than a single day when you give it the right fuel. Erections live and die on blood flow, and blood flow depends on the nutrients you put into your body first thing in the morning. The key is protein, and within that protein, amino acids. One of the most powerful is arginine, which your body converts into nitric oxide, the very gas that relaxes arteries and allows blood to surge into the penis. Think of it like turning the handle on a faucet. Suddenly, the chambers can fill fully and firmly again. I'll never forget Mr. Douglas, age 68, who walked into my office weary and discouraged. He admitted he had pulled away from his wife because the embarrassment of failure was too heavy. When we shifted his breakfast to something as simple as 3 eggs, a handful of walnuts, and fresh spinach, the change was immediate. Within just a day, he noticed more energy. Within a week, he was waking up to firmer erections than he'd felt in years. His voice trembled when he told me, "Doctor, I feel alive again." That's the power of food as medicine. High-quality proteins like eggs, Greek yogurt, nuts, or a carefully made smoothie give your body the spark plugs for circulation. But protein alone isn't the whole story. The real magic happens when it's paired with the right kind of fats, nature's own version of Viagra. If protein and amino acids are the spark plugs that ignite blood flow, omega-3 fats are the oil that keeps the engine running smoothly. One of the greatest threats to strong erections after 60 isn't desire, it's low-grade inflammation. Inflammation stiffens and scars the lining of your blood vessels, making it harder for arteries to relax and open. This is where omega-3 fats step in. Found in fatty fish like salmon and sardines, or in seeds such as chia and flax, they act like a natural fire extinguisher. They calm the storm inside your arteries, giving nitric oxide the chance to do its job. That's why I call omega-3s nature's version of Viagra. They don't mask symptoms, they attack the root cause. I once treated Mr. Raymond, age 65, who swore he would never eat fish. He hated the taste, the smell, everything. But after we talked, he agreed to try a smoked salmon and avocado omelet 3 mornings a week. Within a month, his blood pressure improved, his cholesterol dropped, and most importantly, he was waking up with solid morning erections again. His wife even came to thank me, saying, "You gave me my husband back." When you combine omega-3s with protein, you're giving your body both the raw materials and the healing environment it needs to thrive. But there's still another ally waiting: polyphenols and antioxidants, the quiet repair crew for your smallest arteries. If omega-3s are the fire extinguisher that calms inflammation, then antioxidants and polyphenols are the repair crew. The arteries that feed your penis are no thicker than a strand of spaghetti. That makes them extremely vulnerable to oxidative stress, the tiny sparks of damage caused by sugar, processed foods, and chronic inflammation. Over time, these sparks scar and narrow the arteries until blood can no longer flow where you need it most. The polyphenols and antioxidants put out those sparks. Found in blueberries, pomegranate, green tea, and dark leafy greens, they soak up free radicals and restore flexibility to your vessels. They don't just protect circulation, they rebuild it. I remember Mr. Walton, age 70, who admitted he hadn't eaten fruit in years. His diet was bread, coffee, and whatever was quick. I convinced him to start with something simple, a bowl of Greek yogurt topped with blueberries and pomegranate seeds. Within weeks, he noticed more steady energy during the day and stronger erections at night. He told me almost in disbelief, "Doctor, I didn't think something so small could matter this much." That's the beauty of polyphenols. They aren't exotic or complicated. They're everyday choices that, meal by meal, repair your circulation. And when paired with protein and omega-3s, they form a complete package: fuel, protection, and repair. But timing is everything, and the moment you eat these foods can make all the difference. One of the most overlooked secrets to reviving strong erections after 60 isn't just what you eat, but when you eat it. Your body runs on a circadian rhythm, an internal clock that primes your cells to respond differently depending on the time of day. In the morning, insulin sensitivity is high, nutrient absorption is sharp, and blood flow is more responsive. This is the golden window to give your body the right fuel, protein, healthy fats, and antioxidants. Miss that window, or worse, fill it with sugar and refined carbs, and your body spends the day struggling instead of thriving. I worked with Mr. Green, age 71, who skipped breakfast and lived on coffee. By mid-morning, he was drained and his erections had nearly disappeared. I asked him to simply shift his protein-rich meal from dinner to breakfast. Within weeks, his energy rose, his stamina returned, and intimacy sparked again. He said, "Doctor, I never realized timing mattered as much as food." That's the point. Your morning meal sets the tone for circulation and strength the entire day. And when you pair the right breakfast with movement, the results compound even faster. Food alone is powerful. Exercise alone is powerful. But when you put them together, something remarkable happens. Think of protein as the bricks your body needs to rebuild tissue and blood vessels, and movement as the blueprint that shows your body where to place them. Without the blueprint, the bricks just sit idle. Without the bricks, the blueprint is useless. Together, they create real change. I remember Mr. Douglas, age 68, who told me he had cleaned up his diet but still wasn't seeing much improvement. He admitted his mornings were spent sitting. I asked him to keep his protein breakfast but add just 10 minutes of stair climbing and bodyweight squats. Within weeks, he noticed a shift, not just stronger legs, but firmer, more reliable erections. He said, "Doctor, it feels like my body finally woke up." That's the magic of synergy. A protein-rich breakfast primes your arteries, and movement tells your body to send that blood where it matters most. Day by day, this simple combination restores circulation, energy, and confidence. And when repeated, it compounds into lasting vitality. Before we go further, I want to take a moment to respond to some of your questions and comments from previous episodes. I read them all and I take them seriously, even the ones that sting a little. Question 1, Doctor, are you saying oatmeal is poison? My grandfather ate it every day and lived to 90. No, oatmeal isn't poison, but what worked for your grandfather doesn't always work for circulation today. Modern grains and sugar spikes are different. Longevity isn't just about reaching 90, it's about arriving there strong, vital, and confident. Question 2, this sounds too good to be true. Eggs and spinach will give me erections again, not overnight like a magic pill, but give your body the right fuel and consistency and you'll be shocked how quickly blood flow responds. Question 3, Doc, I've tried fish oil for years, nothing changed. Why should I trust you? Fair point. Capsules aren't the same as real food. Omega-3s from fresh salmon or sardines come with cofactors that pills can't match. Think food first, supplements second. Question 4, sounds like a sales pitch. What are you really selling us? I'm selling you nothing but hope and biology. No gimmicks here, just the science of how your body works when you stop clogging it with the wrong breakfast. Question 5, Doctor. I laughed when you said erections are an early warning sign for the heart. Are you serious? Dead serious. I've seen men ignore erectile changes only to end up with heart trouble later. Your body whispers before it screams. Listen to it. That's why we keep having these conversations, because your questions shape this community. Keep them coming. At the end of the day, this is about more than blood vessels and lab numbers. It's about your life. When circulation is strong, when muscles stay firm, and when energy is steady, you're not only protecting your erections, you're protecting your independence. I've seen men who once struggled just to walk across the living room now travel with ease. I've seen marriages reignite because intimacy, thought to be gone forever, came back stronger than either partner expected. Erections are more than mechanics. They are tied to identity, pride, and the way a man connects with the woman he loves. I remember Mr. Carter, age 69, who sat across from me convinced that intimacy was behind him. He spoke quietly, "Doctor, I think that part of my life is over." But after months of building the morning habits we've discussed, protein, omega-3s, antioxidants, and movement, he returned with a smile that said everything. His words were simple: "You gave me back a part of myself." That's the true gift of these changes. They're not about vanity or chasing youth, they are about dignity, freedom, and joy. And every man, no matter his age, has the chance to take back that power. Now let's put it all together into one clear, simple plan you can start tomorrow morning. The beauty of everything we've discussed is that it doesn't require expensive treatments, complicated diets, or drastic changes. It requires one thing: consistency. A daily choice each morning that sets the tone for your body to perform. Here's a simple plan you can start tomorrow. Within an hour of waking, drink a glass of water before coffee. Breakfast: 3 eggs cooked with spinach and smoked salmon, or a Greek yogurt bowl with walnuts and blueberries. Add omega-3s, fish, chia seeds, or flax for circulation support. Add antioxidants, berries, pomegranate, or leafy greens for vessel repair. Move your body, just 10 minutes of squats, stair climbing, or a brisk walk to direct those nutrients straight to your muscles and blood vessels. I remember Mr. Harris, age 67, who first came to me hopeless about losing his manhood. 2 weeks after following this exact plan, he returned with energy in his eyes and firmness he hadn't felt in years. He said, "Doctor, I feel like I woke up to life again." That's the power of a morning ritual. It builds on itself day after day, quietly repairing circulation, fueling vitality, and restoring confidence. And tomorrow morning, you can claim it too. At 60, 70, or beyond, you are not broken. Your body still holds the power to restore blood flow, rebuild strength, and reignite passion. Pills can offer a quick fix, but food, movement, and daily consistency rebuild the foundation. If today's message spoke to you, I ask you to do 3 things. Hit the like button, not just for me, but as a declaration that you're ready to stand stronger. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a step forward. Comment below, tell me your story, your struggle, or your question. I read them and I'll answer, because this is a brotherhood, not a lecture. When you press like, here's my wish for you. May your mornings rise with strength, not weakness. May your years ahead carry pride, not regret. And may your heart and manhood both beat powerfully side by side. Gentlemen, this is your chance. Share this video with a friend who needs hope. Because tomorrow morning, one breakfast, one choice can start rewriting your story. You're not too old. You've just forgotten how alive you can still be.